everybody, I'm the French Monk and welcome back to another update video on Holdfast Nations at War. Now the developers shared a little bit of information with us once again in their latest developer blog. Now there isn't any new in-game footage, but please do not click away this video because you might miss out some valuable information. So yeah, let us head straight into the developer blog. I'll be going through that one and summarize the most important points basically. So in their latest developer blog, they will be talking about the Coast Guards and Customs, which is another military branch in the game. So you've probably seen the mysterious white uniforms in the trailer of the game, and therefore to better understand what they are basically, and such, they'll be referring back to their class system. Now these are actually the Coast Guards, so the ones with the white uniform, they're the Coast Guards, and they're yet another military branch that are present in Holdfast Nations at War. They have included this unit within the game because, yeah, they'll be having a coastal based engagement, so I think it's pretty obvious to have a Coast Guard unit present on the battlefield whenever there is a coastal battle going on basically. Now if we go a little bit deeper on the role that these Coast Guards play, we might notice that their role is actually offensive. They basically protect the coast and they're excellent at killing infantry. Now their abilities, they're trained to use cannons. So if you are playing as a Coast Guard, you can basically fire and operate cannons. They can also swim, because they're familiar with the ways of the sea obviously, and you can swim with them for a short amount of time. Now, as mentioned before, their traits, they specialize in the use of cannons, so they're excellent with the use and firing of cannons and also mortars, and you can fire and operate these artillery pieces at a faster rate with these guys. Now their weaponry consists of a bayonet musket, so muzzle-loaded firearms equipped with a pointy end, and they also have a sword. The French ones are equipped with a saber brigade. Now you also have, besides the Coast Guard, you have the Customs, and their role is also offense, and they're basically quick-footed infantrymen that protect the coast. They're also excellent at killing infantry. Now their abilities, they can swim as well, because they're also familiar with the ways of the sea, and their traits are basically, they're a skirmisher unit, so they are drilled with the knowledge on skirmishing tactics. It means that your musket reload speed is basically slightly increased, and your melee combat damage will be slightly decreased when playing as this unit. They're also light-footed, so that means that your running speed is slightly increased when playing as these guys. What do they have for weapons? Well, same things that the Coast Guard has, which is a bayonet, musket, and a sword. Now you may have heard that the developers generally placed a higher priority on the land-based content. You can also see that in the feedback from the community and also in the gameplay trailers. It's usually a lot of scenes on land, but that doesn't mean that the developers have neglected the parts of the game with the naval action. And to make sure that you guys believe them, they'll be releasing a total of 3 coastal siege maps by the time that the game goes into early access. Now all the fortifications featured in these maps, they are destructible. They've previously written an entire blog about Fort Imperial, also showing a sneak peek of the Martello Tower on their social media, and they'll be leaving the other map for the upcoming blog post, so make sure to look out for that blog post. When it comes to user interface, they have listened very carefully to the community, their feedback, and they mentioned that they were working on a system that allows you to, as a player, to toggle specific elements of the user interface, and they are happy to announce that this is now complete, and it will be available within the release of the early access this year. Now what does this mean? You can basically choose to disable the minimap, the chat, the crosshair, the kill feeds, the center screen dot, the reload indicator, friendly player indicators, friendly name tags, your personal score, and even the objectives panel. So you can basically customize what you want to see to make your experience the best it can be. Which again is, in my opinion, a really good thing. I really like that. Now, those who are following this game attentively will be aware that the developers conducted a slightly larger test recently with the closed group of testers. I was among those. It was a lot of fun. It went extremely well, and we gave the developers the feedback they needed, and the feedback they received both during that session and the previous tests have been, according to them, monumental in helping them fine-tune their efforts to create an enjoyable game. So this means bug fixes, feature tweaks, and even game balance. They've been the things that we discussed and that they improved over the past several months. Now this is also a really funny part in the developer blog. They gave a shout out to all the regiments and crews, or clans, that have been assembling in anticipation for Holdfast Nations at War's release. Again, you're more than welcome to get in touch with the developers to share your ideas about the game. They are paying close attention to competitive play, and they have been working on polishing those features at the heart of the competitive side of the game for their initial release into the early access. Now they're also still searching for map concepts and ideas from the community, and they specifically need a training map. Basically, they want to design a training map for regiments, and this training map could range from areas to practice melee combat, shooting, artillery, and to also have a nice place where promotions to those deserving few can occur. So if you have some ideas, it would preferably be in the form of some sort of realistic military camp. If you have an idea for a camp that actually existed back in those days, or you have some ideas for an imagined one, make sure to head over to their forums and make sure to post your ideas in the thread. Also, if you haven't joined a crew or a regiment yet, the developers suggest you look for one on the recruitment section on their Discord server or on the forums. I would like to add to this that I made a regiment for this game. It's the Swiss 8E, so if you're interested in joining that one, make sure to contact me on Steam. Now, the funny part, as I mentioned, is a shout out not only to the regiments, but also to the few YouTubers that have taken active interest in being a part of this community. And the developers also shouted out a couple of other YouTubers in their previous blogs, but the funny part is they mentioned me as well. Blow, H for Havoc, and Alex the Rambler, and Pixelated Apollo, of course. All amazing guys, by the way. Make sure to check out their channels. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun playing the game, testing the game. It's been great, and I'm really thankful for the shout out, basically. So thank you, developers, if you're watching this video. You guys are amazing. Keep up the good work. Alrighty, I think I actually mentioned everything that is said in the developer blog. If you have any questions, make sure to post them down below. And if you want to stay completely up to date, make sure to check out that particular developer blog. I may not have mentioned everything from each developer blog. I mentioned probably the most important things or the ones that interest me the most. So yeah, make sure to check them out. I'll leave a link as well to their site, so make sure to check it out. And I will see you all very soon in the next video. Take care, everyone.